Okay, so I just want to welcome everybody to the webinar, All Roads Lead to Rome. I'm very, very excited to have everybody here, and it's great seeing some old friends that we haven't seen in quite a while, and to take the opportunity to join this very, very, very interesting and very exciting product and project that we are working on together with Alessandro. So, as I mentioned before, the webinar is being recorded and we can send it to you after the webinar. At the end of the webinar, you will have a chance to ask questions and of course, make your comments, recommendations if you like. And now I'm very happy to introduce, most of you obviously know already, Mr. Oni Amiel, the owner of Amiel Tours and the founder of A Global Partnership. So Oni, the floor is yours, as they say. Go ahead.
Shalom, everyone, and thank you for joining. It's very appreciated that you are all with us, taking the time. And if we thought 2 months ago, how divine is this day that we have this webinar planned after 2 weeks war in the Middle East, extensive, heavy war that part of us, all of us in Israel were under difficult conditions, and today we're smiling, so it's a very special day for us, and I feel very blessed by the people that surround me and by you, those who joins. So it's a great day, and next year Amiel will be 50 years. We hope that we'll be able to celebrate it next year and give some special information about our returning Israel business. The last 6 years, I wanted to diversify our business, and I succeeded to find good partners and become partner with people such as Alessandro that you will meet shortly. And today we have an established Amiel Global Partnership present in Italy, in Greece, in Germany that covers all Europe, and in Tokyo, Japan, where we have our own Amiel incoming and outgoing branch. And we're very proud about this partnership. Is following the Amiel philosophy of our 5 Fs. We are fast, we are flexible, we are friendly. We focus on products that we will show you now what we came up with, and we hope that you will be attracted and interested to use our services and to see that we are thinking out of the box. We are not sleeping in Israel. We are active. We are waiting, and we know and appreciate each of you for its partnership. So I suggest that we will start, and I really appreciate you taking the time. I'm surrounded by very good professionals here in Israel and elsewhere, and I'm very excited to hear the further development of this Zoom. So I will not speak too much. I just thank you very much again, and I bring it back to you, Rachel.
Okay, so now I'm going to introduce to you Mr. Alessandro Stefanelli. He is the CEO and owner of Real World Tours. And let me see if I can, I want to get him. Alessandro, can you speak so maybe you can get on the screen? There we go.
Morning, everybody.
Okay, wonderful. So I'm just going to put up now his PowerPoint presentation. So this is what he will be.
Maybe give Alessandro a minute to speak.
There you go. Okay, so now Alessandro, if you just give a few words, obviously not a few words, talk about Real World Tours. It's all yours.
Thank you. Thank you, Raquel. Good morning. Buongiorno to everyone. First of all, I would like to thank you that you joined us in this webinar and meeting. I wish I could know all of you personally. I hope we will have the chance in the future to meet either here in Italy or in the United States. I will introduce briefly myself and the company. We are based in Rome, which is the cradle of civilization and Christianity. So I feel very lucky for this. And we are receiving mostly groups from the North America. So this became our specialization. And I'm sure all of you know our beautiful country that offers a lot of opportunities. And that's why we do a lot of groups, but everyone is different than the other. And we got used to work on a customized base. Our staff here in Italy is composed by 11 professionals, and we can handle groups in English, Spanish, French, and Portuguese language. And as I said, we are used to verify, control all the itineraries that our customers from the US is asking us. And we got specialized on this. I'm glad of the cooperation with Oni and with the global team. Commercial-wise, we managed to do very important things in the last years with very great satisfaction result. The aim of this webinar is to present this new project that I think can be a very, very interesting opportunity for your customer, of course, group-based, for its religious and meaning, and for the places that the itinerary that later on our guide and Professor Yossi will be able to go deep in it. And we are just here to assist you over this project to make it happen in the proper way and to give you smooth services for this itinerary. So we are very close 24/7 to the groups when they are here and to you while we are quoting and organizing all the tours. So I hope that the participation to this webinar will give you a new business opportunity with us. Now I leave, I think, the word again to Rachel to introduce Mr. Yossi that can explain the itinerary that takes over the south part of Italy and is based on the footstep of St. Paul. It's the last journey that Paul made from Sicily. We will visit Sicily with the most important and significant places, while after this we will cross over in Calabria region, Campania region, to reach at the end Rome, where St. Paul was. So at the end, if you have any technical question, I will be very glad to give an answer to all of you. Thank you so much.
Alessandro, thank you very much. I really appreciate it. And Yossi, I'm very happy to introduce Yossi Paz. Some of you, or most of them probably know him as Dr. Yossi Paz. I'm sorry, he's a very renowned scholar. He knows, first of all, Israel inside and out, and obviously also Italy. And he's the expert when it comes to Evangelical tour to Italy. But I'm just going to leave it all up to him right now. So take it away, and I'm going to start the PowerPoint that he prepared for this event.
Rachel, I'm waiting.
Okay.
Okay. Let's go.
And here you are. You have to talk.
No, but I cannot. I don't think that I control the slides. So if you
I
may,
do, but I want to see you talking.
Okay, here I am. So
Why can't I see you?
buongiorno, shalom, everyone. Happy to be here. And My name is Yossi Paz, and just a couple of weeks ago, I came back from Italy after a very successful tour that I did with Alessandro. It was not the same itinerary that I'm going to talk about right now, but it was at least the first part was in the footsteps of Paul. Then we continued north. Now, Rachel, can we see the map?
Yeah.
Can
Yes, of
okay,
course.
let's move on. Okay, perfect. So just to refer to what Alessandro said, you can see I don't know if you can see the arrow here. We're covering something like a little more than 500 kilometers all the way from Sicily, from Syracuse, along the main parts of Via Appia Antica, all the way to Rome, in the footsteps of Paul. Now, A Global, the vision of A Global is to lead and to guide faith-based tours in the Bible lands. We began in the Holy Land, then we're doing Greece, but now also, also for me, mainly Italy. And Italy is bigger than Israel, something like 15 times. And therefore, in this tour, we focus on Italy, Calabria, Campania, and then all the roads lead to Rome. And there's a specific road, Via Appia Antica, which is the queen of the ancient Roman roads. And in this tour, we're just walking. We're walking in the footsteps, but physically, we walk on the road where Paul and his companions, by the way, also Peter and Luke, went all the way to Rome. Rachel, next one. Rachel, can you hear me? Do you want me to, can I control? Okay, so we're not going to, we want to avoid TMI, too much information, and we want to give an idea about the uniqueness of our itinerary. As I told you, just came back from Italy, and I totally agree with Alessandro. It is a beautiful country. We're not the only ones that think so, and the main sites are flooded. One of the big advantages of our itinerary is that we're doing, at least part of it is out of the beaten track, and Syracuse is out of the beaten track. It is beautiful. It is a World Heritage Site of UNESCO, one of 60 sites that we have. But for example, it is much less visited than Florence or even Rome. So we begin right here. And we do it with the Bible in our hands. We follow the end of the book of Acts. This is Paul's fourth journey. And we know that Paul, that's information that we get from the biblical text, that Paul spent 3 days in Syracuse. And he, we don't have the information, but we tend to compare other Paul's visits to other places. And we know that in most cases, he was hosted by the local Jewish or Messianic community. And in Syracuse, we have the keys to visit the most ancient mikveh. It's a Jewish bathhouse in the Jewish remain of the Jewish quarter in Ortigia, this peninsula that we saw before. And we know that there's a combination of a ritual bath and the synagogue that was there somewhere. So also here in Syracuse, sounds authentic. Okay, next one. Let's go to the fourth one, number 4, number 5. Number 5, please, Rachel. So that's one. Okay, so we were in Syracuse for 3 days, and then we continue across Calabria, and we get to the first point where Paul puts his feet on the Italian peninsula, on Italy's mainland, and this is Pozzuoli. They call it today Pozzuoli. In the Bible, it is called Pozzuoli, where he spends an entire week. probably according to the same standards. We know there that over there we have the information that it was hosted by his companion and also local followers, probably Jews or Christian Jews that hosted him. Pozzuoli is something like half an hour north to Naples. I had the chance to be there to guide their group half a year ago. The sites around Naples from Pompeii to Mount Vesuv are packed. There's a human soup there. But in Pozzuoli, that is mentioned in the Bible, there were hardly, I could find maybe 2 groups there, and we were alone there. What we see here in the central part of old Pozzuoli, the remains of the 3rd largest amphitheater, kind of smaller, but kind of same standards of a Colosseum. Also here, according to the tradition, early Christians were persecuted and were thrown to the lions. Let's continue, Rachel. Next. Okay, so I want to show you, this was kind of strange for me. I was looking to the exact point where Paul of Tarsus landed. It is marked there by this plaque, by this sign. There is a small church nearby. However, as I mentioned, we were alone there. Let's proceed, Rachel. Next one. And then from there, since we have this information, it's all in Acts 28. We know that Paul spent an entire week there. And then you may ask yourself, where did he go? According to the tradition, and that's a tradition, it's not a biblical text, Paul was taken to the temple of the Sibyl in Kuma, something like 20 minutes drive north. What we see here is the underground temple that was carved in the lava stone, in the volcanic rock there in the 8th century BC. The Sibyl of Kuma was a parallel to the Oracle of Delphi. We know that the spirit of the Oracle, the spirit of the Pythia, is mentioned in the book of Acts. And according to the tradition, Paul came there to visit this complex. And we do find this Sibyl in Kuma also in the Sistine Chapel. Let's go for the next slide, Rachel. Next slide, thank you. Can you hear me? Anybody
Yes,
home?
I can hear you. Somehow my computer does not want to go to the next slide. There
Okay,
you go.
very well. Perfect. I want to make sure that we have communication. I can stay unmuted. So we do meet this Sibyl of Kuma also in the Sistine Chapel. And by the way, for faith-based people, this is important. We get there and we get to see Michelangelo's incredible paintings, all those hundreds and thousands of details there. And after visiting Kuma, we also mention the Sibyl. According to the Christian tradition, she was one of those pagan prophets that spoke about the future coming of a Messiah, a Redeemer of Jesus, like the Magi, for example. And after visiting the temple of Kuma, where according to the tradition, Paul visited from where he went there from Pozzuoli, we end the tour in the Vatican, in the Sistine Chapel, and it gives them another, I would say, another perspective to Kuma. Now, this is the area of Pozzuoli from above. It is called Campi Flegrei, which means fields of fire. There's a huge caldera boiling beneath us. It's a dormant volcano. Italy was blessed with everything, also with beautiful, very interesting, and very active volcanoes. That's a dormant one. There's also a series of. Can we go back, please? Thank you so much. In our tour, and that's another advantage, I think, of our itinerary, we combine also some nature walks. We can see behind the crater Lago d'Averno, where we have some quiet spots where evangelical groups can sit and listen to the preaching and the teaching of their pastor. This is something that in many cases in the standard tours is missing, which means nature walks and some quiet time for teaching, and we combine this as well. Let's go for the next one. Now, we walk from Pozzuoli, we just drive and walk in and along the Via Appia Antica, which is, as I mentioned, the queen of all the ancient roads. Now, the first followers of Christ were not called Christians, they were called the followers of the way or the followers of the road. And I will take another 30 seconds of your time because we're guiding there not touristic agents, but also pastors, and they like to combine these roads to the question, a very important question, why God sent his son to a specific point in space, to a specific point in time. Well, why to a specific point in time? Because this was the Roman times, and the Roman built an incredible infrastructures of roads, more than 50,000 miles, the length of all these roads combined. First, the most famous road that went to Rome was this one, Via Appia Antica. And this is exactly, it seems that God was using the infrastructure that was built by the Romans in order to bring the word of God from far away, from the Holy Land, across the sea, and along the Via Appia Road with Paul and his companions. Look, for example, all the way to Rome. And also here we find our quiet spots where we can sit. Now, I don't know if I may share this, but you know, as tourists, me as a tourist, I always feel that we're a little bit schizophrenic. On one hand, we want to do stuff which is off the beaten track, but on the other hand, we want to see the important stuff, to put the V, to buy the T-shirt, and we do this as well in this tour. And we visit, of course, the Colosseum that you see here. However, unlike the other small Colosseum that we saw in Pozzuoli, over there we can sit down and pray. This is, you know, the mass, this is visited by the masses. What we do here, we always reconnect the dots to Paul, but also to Jesus. Jesus, when he entered Jerusalem from top of Mount of Olives, he cried of the destruction of the city. This is exactly what happened 40 years after with Titus and with the treasures of the temple that was destroyed by the Romans. Well, the Colosseum was built something like 9 years later. Let's proceed. One more thing, maybe. Let's go back one thing. Okay. Okay. So that's the complex of the Forum. You can't see it from here, but not very far away, just behind, you can see the Vittoriano over there, the big marble monument for the kings of Italy. And just below it, we have the Mamertine prison where Peter and Paul were held. It is over there that Paul wrote the so-called 4 prison letters, for example, Philippians, Ephesians, Colossians, and we always find the time in this tour to open the scripture and to share it with our clients. This is something I think that in many tours they don't do, and we find the time and the quiet moments and the quiet places to do it. Let's go for the next one. Now, on one hand, we do off the beaten track. On the other hand, we do also what we have to do. And when we walk in the footsteps of Paul, we get to this massive basilica, St. Paul, San Paolo fuori mura, St. Paul out of the walls, where the tomb, and this is proved archaeologically, the tomb of St. Paul is located, and it was covered by the years, as from Byzantine times. This is from the 19th century, with a huge complex, 52 chapels that are telling us the story of St. Paul in his 4 journeys. that brings us all the way, theologically speaking, historically speaking, all the way from the mother church in Jerusalem to the church of destination, Rome. One last thing, and with this we'll end. This Fontana di Trevi has nothing to do with Paul, but I just wanted you to make sure that you understand that it's a balanced itinerary. We walk in footsteps of Paul, but we don't ignore the Renaissance, and in this case, Baroque beauties of Centro Storico of Rome. We enjoy the lifestyle, the voices, the tastes, the gelato, and also the beauties of Rome. And I do think it's a balanced tour. And as I told you, when I do it, I'm always, at least in we define as the Pauline sites, we're alone there. And I think that this is the great advantage of this tour and footsteps of Paul for evangelical groups. Oni, we made it in 15 minutes.
Okay, great. Thank you very much. Yossi, I appreciate it.
You did well. And what I want just to also elaborate is that we have a team of guides like Yossi. Ronnie Winter is with us also here, and Rodrigo and other of our guides are doing this. Or we have in the team of Alessandro, we have Italian guides that are also qualified to do it. But the Israeli guide gives the Israeli way of guiding in the Holy Land in this new product that we are aiming to suggest that you will consider. So we want to know if you have any questions, you want to ask us something, so feel free to ask if you want to know some details or some information that we can respond together with our partners in Italy.
Just unmute yourself and or raise your hand, and if you have a question. And again, I apologize about the little mishap.
Steve.
Will you be sending out a summary? I know you said it's being recorded, but will you be sending out a summary of everything that's been provided? It's a lot of information, and I think it looks very good. It looks very good.
Absolutely. From what I understand, Alessandro also has, I believe you can provide rates for certain time of the year, correct? You're mute, Alessandro. Yeah.
You're mute.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay, Alessandro.
Can you hear me now?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, whoever needs it, we have the detailed program and the prices, an idea of prices for 2026 in the high, low, and mid-season. And we can reconfirm this if someone has a group with specific prices.
Anybody else?
Any other questions?
No.
Our idea was also to finish this Jubilee year that we are enjoying in Rome, a very heavy year of very busy group business for the next year and the years after. So we put this idea for Evangelical program in Italy following the fourth and the last journey of Paul. And this is the idea behind this product. So everything that Yossi described is written, so we can send you, for those who are interested to look at the full program, we can send you the program. And remind you that the A Global Partnership is also in a strong presence in Greece. We have the Timothy's Family company that we are partnered in, together with Alessandro, and in Germany, the BNT Touristic, which is Germany and the whole center of Europe, including river cruises. We are doing very good work with groups. We are very focused. We are very fast. We have in each of these places, as Alessandro mentioned, teams of professionals working, responding. Our turnaround time is very good. And we are waiting for you in Israel, in the Holy Land, to bring back the believers to the land to walk and revisit and start again as soon as you are ready. We're ready here. We are hopeful that we are now in a new era after these 5 challenging years of COVID and the war in Gaza. We are hoping also for the hostages to come back fast, and that this round will give us now the best 7 years. We are looking forward for good 7 years.
1 second. I have a couple of questions, and not me. Somebody they asked, what is the typical group size that is in this program, and if it's run in any other languages. I think also what we should have mentioned is that we can bring an Israeli guide onto one of those groups if you wish to book them, in order so he can go along with the group as they go along on the tour. So Alessandro, can you answer that question? How big is the group usually?
Yes.
And can it be done in other languages?
It can be done in English, in French, in Spanish, and in Portuguese. As bigger as is the group, as lower is the price, but we can start from, we did lately one with only 12 people. It was a little bit expensive because it was few. I suggest to have a group about 25, 30 people is already a good size. But
okay.
we can go from 10, 15 till hundreds. I mean, there is no limit. The buses here in Italy, they can afford the maximum 40, 43 Americans because they come with big luggage. So each group can be a maximum of 40, 43 person.
Great. Thank you very much, Alessandro. Any other questions?
Yes. Yes.
Yeah,
Yes. Yes.
Ken, I was just going to say.
Yes. Alessandro, can you elaborate a little bit about the current situation in Italy with regards to how full the sites were? Dr. Paz, one of the things that he mentioned, which I think were very interesting, are, not only is it an interesting itinerary and a program, but it's also the ability, to get away from the masses. Can you give some sort of an update about how full are various sites? So how much in 2026, when you're looking down the road, how much do you have to be fearful of, I would say, regular, sites, whether it's in Naples or in Rome or in Tuscany or otherwise, to be overwhelmed by people?
Yeah, in some sites, as Yossi saw lately, we have a lot of crowd. But generally, we manage to find a way, studying the itinerary, to give a better experience. Some sites are a little bit more difficult because, thanks God, Italy is facing a lot of demand, and especially in Rome and in the major cities. But I think Rome is the most visited one. We are able to, in a way or in another, to give a good experience to our people, and Yossi can confirm, even though all this crowd, we were able to enter in the proper time in each site without long waiting and long problems of over-tourism.
Alessandro, one more question, or a couple more questions. What is the tour rhythm? Is it moderate? Basically, they're asking, is it, are they walking long distances? Is it is it challenging, or do you have to be in good shape?
Yes, generally in Italy, you need to walk a little bit. Some groups, they don't like very much, but many excursion and places, they require a little bit of walking. Of course, we do this with a certain concept to avoid a big stress to the people, but I think what they see deserves the little effort of walking.
Great. And somebody asked if she can have it in the PDF form, of course. Robert, no, I'm sorry. Robert, yes, of course. I will send you the PDF, and I think I have your email. So, but if you don't mind, if you could just write it quickly here, and then I'll send it over to you. Thanks, Robert.
To reply to the question of Mr. Steve, it is important for this kind of tour that people are able to walk. I mean that they don't have difficulties of walking. It's not long distances, but they need to walk. And to answer to the question of Mrs. Celine, here in Italy we have a tour leader that we can consider a guide, but in all cities they have a specific guide. So it is one tour leader taking the group from the beginning to the end, but in each city they have a local guide which is specialized on the spots of the tour.
Well, so this is basically what Selena asked before. We have the same guide doing all the tour. So that's why I had mentioned that if you're really keen on having one guide that comes along that knows the program, like Dr. Yossi Paz, we can make the arrangements for him to be on the tour. Somebody asked him.
If I may add that I just experienced the stuff offered by Alessandro, and I was very impressed. They have high quality guides there, and they can also talk and cover the subjects that are connected with Paul. And another time, the uniqueness of this store is the fact that we combine those nature walks, and we give also the priest and the pastors the time to teach during the tour. Also, they are a part of the guiding there.
Regarding the gratuity, meaning the tips and everything else, I think we'll be writing that separately. What is the policy? And in Italy, I think maybe Alessandro can send us a short email where we can write down what is how much do you pay, about extra hotel taxes, asking if you can have single rooms if it's easy. Can you get a vegetarian menu, for example?
This is easy to have the vegetarian menu, and we will specify in our offer generally all this information about the single room, the city tax, if they are included or not. Generally, we include, and what is the gratuity policy. And to reply to the question of Mrs. Eileen, on our website, you can download the program of St. Paul. So if you need to see the program, you can download it from our website. It's without prices, but you have the itinerary. And if anyone needs any further information, they can send me an email, and I will be glad to send written information to all of you.
Kenneth, you wanted to ask something, Kenneth?
Yes, to Rachel, on your email that you sent out, you had a link to Real World Tours with an 8-day itinerary, and that's the itinerary that we're talking about, correct?
Correct.
Thank you.
So, like I said, I can send it to you in PDF or Word form, whatever you like. And like Alessandro can send it to you. Obviously, in our office, we have it as well. Right. So that's part of the A Global team, and part of, in a distance, I guess, also Alessandro.
By the way, you're all welcome to go into each of these companies and see their websites and see their products. It's great to see you. Thank you very much for taking the time. Thank you for your long years of loyalty to us. You see that we are all in good shape. You also look very good. Please keep on praying for the peace of Jerusalem and the peace of Israel. And we are so happy about your American president that is really giving us a good to our government and to our decision making here. And we are looking forward to see you both in Israel, in Italy, in Greece, in Germany, in Japan, and we'll see where we go more. But we are focused now on those markets, and thank you very much for your presence and participation. It's highly appreciated. Thank you very, very much. Also,
It was great seeing you all again.
Thank you
Yes.
very
everyone.
much.
It's been too
And
long,
you.
as they say. It's been too long. So thank you again. Bye bye,
Yossi,
everybody.
thank you so much.
Bye-bye.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye.
Thank you very much.
Bye, Robert. Bye, everybody. Shmuel.